your professor, Dr. Fahad bin Deheish, and we are here with the 8th lecture. Today's lecture is actually very interesting. It's a topic that we all need. As we need to learn vocabulary, we actually need to learn this thing that we're going to talk about today. It's obvious from the title that we're going to speak about collocations. What is collocation, or what are collocations? Okay. If you notice that some words in English tend to occur with each other. Some words, they always come with other words. Okay? If you change one word, it would be like unnatural. So, are you familiar with the word or color blonde? Blonde? Where did you hear that? You heard it probably in a phrase like blonde hair, blonde hair. So, blonde usually comes with hair. Can I say a blonde door? Although that color of this door on the slide is very close to the color of a blonde hair, we cannot say blonde door, blonde door. We can say yellowish or something like that, or wooden in this case, but never blonde. Why? Because the word blonde collocates with hair, hair, okay? Same thing happens with the word fast, for example. We say fast car. We never say quick car. So wait a minute. Fast means quick. Fast is actually a synonym of quick. However, we cannot say quick car. We always say fast car. That's what we are familiar with. Okay? Have you had any fast food today? Fast food. Although fast again is a synonym of quick, we never say I had quick meal. No, I'm sorry. We never say I had quick food. Quick food. Fast food, yes. Quick food, no. Okay, why did I make this mistake just now? Because yes, we can say quick meal. I'll make myself a quick meal. Okay, it's just soup and onion. All right? So it's a quick meal. But I never say I'll make myself a fast meal. No. Fast food, yes. Fast meal, no. Okay. You can take a quick glance at something. Oh, is this your book? Let me take a quick glance. But you did never say a fast glance. You never take a fast glance. Okay? Although quick and fast are synonyms, we never use them in the same phrases. It would be unnatural to mix them up, to say, for example, fast meal or quick food. Okay? I cannot say quick car. I cannot say fast glance. Okay? All these, although could be understood, but they are not natural. You would not sound fluent if you speak that way. That's why it's very important to learn collocation, and to learn what word comes with the other word. Okay? These examples comes to the theory that Firth in 1951 explained as, you shall know a word by the company it keeps. Okay? So you know the word by the company it keeps. Okay? So if you're learning fast, you know you can use fast with car, you can use fast with food. Okay? But you cannot use fast with glance, you cannot use fast with meal. Okay? So The certain words that tend to appear together, or, like first said, keep company, we call them, in semantics, we call them collocations. Okay? Collocations. Okay. So a collocation is basically a pair. It should be at least a pair, or a group of words that are often used together. Okay? So it could be more than two words. Those combinations sound natural to native speakers, but how about the learners of English? It will not sound natural to them if it will not sound natural when you mix or when you confuse a collocation. Okay? All right. Some collocations are more strong than others, or more fixed than others. What do you do with a photo? You always take a photo when you want to, capture something. You always take a photo. Okay? You never, for example, it will not be easy to use another verb with photo, which means basically, using your camera in front of someone, like the picture right here. Okay? It would be difficult to find, not impossible, but like difficult to find a word that would go with a photo. That's why I believe there is no word other than take that collocate with photo to give the same meaning. If you change the word, you might get another meaning. On the other hand, there are some collocations that are more open, like more relaxed. They're not fixed. They're not strong. Okay, where several different words may be used to give a similar meaning. An example for that would be, you have to keep to the rules. You have to keep to the rules in this university, for example. Or you can say you have to stick to the rules. Keep to the rules or stick to the rules. Both are similar. I can actually use them exchangeably. And I call this an open collocation. Open collocation, I used different words with in the phrase. A fixed collocation, I actually can barely change anything in that phrase. Okay? Let's look at more example. You must make an effort and study for the exam. Make an effort. We always, with effort, we say make. Make an effort. I made an effort studying for this course. I will make an effort, okay, to come to your party. Okay, you never say, I did an effort, or I will do an effort. See? They're very little words, but the meaning will not be natural, and the meaning will not be the same. I make an effort, but I do not, or I cannot say, I do an effort. It would not be natural. I make an effort. I do an effort is not really. Okay. Did you watch TV? So watch always with TV, or TV always takes watch as a collocation. Okay, so TV collocates with watch, but TV does not collocate with look. It will not be the same meaning. When you say, did you look at the TV? Look at the TV? Do you mean that I watched something on the TV? That would be the real collocation. Okay, watch. Okay. If you're driving a car or if you're riding a car to your work, you would know that some cars have very powerful engines. Okay? Okay, so with engine, we say powerful. It's powerful. We do not say it's a strong engine. People will understand you, but you will not sound fluent. Okay? Saying powerful engine, that means you're more fluent, you know what collocates with what, you're speaking more naturally. Okay. Sometimes a pair of words may not be absolutely wrong, like I said, and people will understand what is meant, but it may not be the natural and normal collocation. That's what I have been saying for the last 5 minutes, probably. I did a few mistakes. People will understand you. It's better to say, I made a few mistakes. You can say, oops, I made a mistake. That sounds natural. Oops, I did a mistake. Okay, we understand what you mean, but it's not the natural way to say it. Okay. So why do we bother to learn collocation? Let me tell you that you actually need to learn collocation as you need to learn vocabulary. It's very important. Vocabulary could be just one word in isolation, but with collocation, you actually need to learn this pair of words or maybe more than 2 words as one phrase, as one collocation. Okay. When you learn collocation, you would give the most natural way to say something. You'd be more natural or the most natural. We can say smoking is strictly forbidden. Okay? That's more natural than saying smoking is strongly forbidden. Strictly forbidden, more natural. Strongly forbidden. Strong, it's kind of very general word, okay? But with collocation, we like to be like more precise, more specific, more fluent. So we say strictly forbidden. Excuse me, sir, smoking is strictly forbidden in this building, okay? If you say it's strongly forbidden in this building, it's kind of okay, but it's not the natural one. Okay, I would learn collocation, or I would advise you to learn collocation, because collocation would give you alternative ways of saying something, which may be more expressive or more precise. Instead, for example, of repeating, oh, it's very cold and it's very dark. Tonight is very cold and it's very dark. Very and very, very and very, that's kind of repetition. You can be more, you have like more alternative words to use. You can say, tonight is going to be bitterly cold and pitch dark. Okay? So that will give you like more natural and alternative vocabulary to use in your language. Tonight is going to be bitterly cold or pitch dark. Or last night was bitterly cold and pitch dark. Okay? Instead of saying it was very cold, very dark. Okay. Also, and this is maybe very important in writing, not just spoken, it will improve your writing style. Instead of saying poverty, you know what poverty? Like when you don't have enough money. So poverty causes crime. Okay? That's kind of good, a good sentence, very simple. But better you can say, poverty breeds crimes. Breeds crime. See the image that you create in your mind when you say poverty breeds crime. Better than cause or causes crime. Okay? You had a very good meal, okay, today. So you say, I had a substantial meal, instead of saying I had a big meal. Okay? You had like a very large amount of meal. Don't say I had a big meal. I mean, it's okay, you can say it, but it's better to say I had a substantial meal. I had a substantial meal. Okay? So sometimes words are like collocation would give us better style, improve our style. I don't say this is a big t-shirt. I say a large t-shirt, which is basically a simple example. Okay. All right. So I know what collocations are. I know that it's important to learn them. Where can I find collocation? That's my next question. You actually can train yourself to notice them whenever you read or listen anything in English. Anything in English. When you listen to people on the radio, when you listen to people on the TV and watch them, when you read something, you just have an openness in your mind and try to find. I looked at this text today and I tried it myself. Kathy had promised to give her sister a call as soon as she gets home. Give a call. Give a call. That's a good collocation. Okay? But she decided to run herself a bath. Run a bath. Run a bath. Okay? That's another collocation. To run herself a bath first. She had a sharp pain in her side and hoped that a hot bath, that's another collocation, might ease the pain. Ease the pain. That's another collocation. Okay? So, with when I read something, I have an open mind, have open mind for these examples. Or even when I listen to people speak, I need to be tentative to what they say. Okay. Another way to also finding collocation is simply by buying a dictionary for collocation or collocation dictionary, which is like everywhere. Then in that dictionary you might find the word sharp. Okay, sharp. So underneath that word you might find a sharp pain. That's a collocation. Sharp pain. Like here, when this man is stepping, okay, on this golf ball, okay, very small but very painful. Okay, he might say, "Oh, I have a sharp pain in my foot." Okay. All right, another collocation for sharp that you might find in the dictionary under the word sharp: a sharp bend or a sharp turn. Okay, we took a sharp turn when we were driving. You can say, if there is a big difference between two things, you can say this is a sharp difference or a sharp distinction. Okay, you can, if you're speaking about economy or money or companies, you can say there is a sharp increase. A sharp increase. Okay, so economy was this, then there is a sharp increase or a sharp drop. Sharp drop. That means it is kind of very obvious. Okay, and that would be another collocation with the word sharp. Okay. Learning collocation is now really different from learning any vocabulary item. Okay. There are, however, many types of collocation because they're usually two or more coming together, so there are like many types. I'm going to be more quick with these types. You can have a collocation that is made from adjective and noun. Adjective and noun. Okay? You can say, Jean always wears bright color. Bright color. So with color you use bright. Okay? Bright color. Okay. You can say, we had a brief chat. A brief chat. Better than saying a short chat. Okay? A brief chat about the exams. Unemployment is a major problem. Better than saying a big problem, huh? A major problem for the government at the moment. Okay? The other type we can speak about, in addition to adjective and a noun, bright color, adjective, bright color is noun. I can say noun and a verb, noun and a verb. Okay. Notice all these examples are really about economics and business. You can say the economy boomed, boomed. Economy boomed, okay? So a noun and a verb. Economy boomed, that's a collocation. What means it was very strong, okay? The economy boomed in the 90s. The economy has grown, okay? Also, you can say economy expanded. The economy has expanded. You can say the two companies merged. Companies merged, or the two merged, okay? So there always a possibility that you will run into a collocation that is basically a noun and a verb. A third type is basically a noun and a noun, and usually comes in the pattern of a x of x. Okay, you can say this example. Sam read the lies about him. He felt a surge of anger. A surge of anger. A x of x, which means a sudden angry feeling. Every parent feels a sense of pride when their child does well or wins something. A sense of pride. Sense is a noun, pride is noun. You can also use or run into or find collocation with verbs and expressions with prepositions. Okay? Preposition like with, or preposition like into. Okay, I was filled with horror when I read the newspaper report about or if the explosion. I read about the explosion, I was filled with horror. Okay? Was filled with. Filled is basically a verb, with is the preposition. So filled with horror. When she split juice in her new skirt, the little girl burst into tears. She burst. Burst is a verb, into preposition. Burst into tears. It means like started crying suddenly. Another type is basically verbs with adverbs. Okay? Adverbs like she pulled steadily on the rope and helped him to safety. Pulled firmly and evenly. That's the meaning of the example. She pulled steadily on the rope and helped him to safety. Okay? Pulled steadily. Verb, adverb. He placed the beautiful vase gently. So sometimes a collocation not necessarily are matching each other, or like like they're not very close, or not like touching sides with each other. Okay? He placed the beautiful vase gently on the window shelf. Okay? You see this beautiful vase? He actually placed it gently. Placed gently. Placed gently. Okay. I love you and I want to marry you. Derek whispered softly. Whispered softly. Whispered softly to Marcia. Okay? Actually, I don't know how someone would actually whisper harshly or whisper loudly. Okay? It could be kind of odd or strange. Okay? So Derek whispered softly to Marcia. She smiled proudly as she looked at the photos of her new grandson. Okay? So this grandmother smiled proudly. Smiled proudly. Okay? So you can also have the collocation that is basically consisting of verb and adverb. Okay. Not just that, you actually can find an adverb with an adjective. We always say, and we always run into this collocation. They are happily married. Happily married. Okay? Adverb, adjective. I am fully aware of the rules, or I am fully aware that there are serious problems. I know this very well. Fully aware. Or the opposite of that, you can say, he was blissfully unaware that he was in danger. Okay? He was blissfully unaware. I cannot say blissfully aware or fully unaware. It's like you have to keep the collocation as is. That's in order to be more natural when you speak or when you interact with others. Okay. Here is a more link between collocation and words relations. Okay, so we know that collocation is basically it kind of reflects a type of words relation, right? So, do you remember one of the examples of semantic relations or vocabulary relations or lexicon relation or lexical relations? Synonyms, right? If you remember that. Okay, so sometimes we have synonyms, like for example old and antique, or old and ancient, right? If I ask you, what would be a synonym of old? You might say antique, or ancient, or elderly, right? All of that means old. But if you notice, we actually cannot, so we said the reason that we cannot change or we cannot use synonyms interchangeably is actually because of the collocations. Because some meanings would actually collocate with other meanings, or some words would always collocate with other words. I know, for example, like I said, old would mean ancient, antique, or elderly. But let's try this out and see. Okay. I can say, I met an old friend the other day. Old friend, old friend. That sounds natural to me. It's a very old building. Very old building. That's also kind of natural to me. Okay. I cannot here change old, especially with friend, with an ancient. I met an ancient friend? What does that mean? Are you making fun of him? How old is he? Or how old have you guys not met, right? So it could be a joke, not really kind of serious, normal speaking. I met an old friend. It was an old building, or it was a very old building. That's okay. I can say, when I'm speaking about history, you want to say ancient. That's the collocation with history. Ancient history. She studied ancient history. Or in ancient times, life was very hard. Now you can say in all times, but that's again not natural. It's not the collocation. In ancient times, life was very hard. This shop sells antique furniture. Antique furniture. Now when you say this shop sells old furniture, it does not mean it's valuable. It could be like old and rusty and nobody really wants it. But when you say antique, people would know that, you're actually saying this as a good thing, okay? She collects antique jewelry, okay? That means it's old and valuable. I helped an old person the other day. I can't say old about people, but it's not polite. It's not polite. So I always say, I helped an elderly person. It's more polite. Who was trying to cross the road. Okay? Who was trying to cross the road. Elderly is more polite than old. They're synonyms, yes, but it's not the good collocation with man or person. Okay? An old man is kind of less polite. Or an old woman is kind of less polite than an elderly woman or an elderly man. Okay? All right. Other synonym pairs could be, we're getting towards the end of this lecture. Charge and load. They're synonyms, right? But when do we use charge? With electronics, with batteries? Yes. I need to charge my phone. You don't say load my phone. You say load your truck, your pickup, your van, right? Or load the ship and sail away. You can't say that. Okay? Although charge and load, you might argue that that's just synonyms, right? But because of the collocation, I use charge with electronics. So charge would collocate with electronics. Load with van, vehicle, ship, boat, stuff like that. They injured people. I'm sorry, 3 injured people were taken to hospital. Injured people. With people, I say injured. Some might argue damaged is the same synonyms, or like very close synonyms, very similar meaning. This is injured or damaged, right? I use injured with people, I use damaged with things, like a sofa. The shop tried to sell me a damaged sofa, or a damaged TV, okay? I don't say injured TV, although you might say that in Arabic, okay? Lastly, in the south, the farmers grow crops. In the north, the farmers mostly raise cattle. Raise cattle. Okay, grow and raise are kind of synonyms, right? They're synonyms, right? You grow this or you raise it. But usually, grow is used with crops, okay? Like plants, food. Raise with animals and also with children. I raised 3 children, for example. Yeah, you can say that. Okay? I hope that the collocation lecture was interesting enough for you, and that you learned that as important as learning vocabulary, one actually should make an effort, not do an effort, make an effort to learn collocation. And we learned why we need to learn these collocations. It will make us more fluent, it will give us more alternatives, it will improve our writing and speaking as well. We had different types of collocation, and lastly we spoke about synonyms in relation to collocation. I hope that was clear to you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next lecture. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.